a scale of good to bad, I'd put this SmackDown maybe in the middle. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful.
It was alright.
But, on a scale of what made me want to watch SummerSlam more, SmackDown kicked the shit out of Raw.
They did.
Welcome to the SmackDown Rundown. It wasn't a mind-blowing SmackDown. There were some really good moments that made me excited for SummerSlam.
I want to say, the one thing that had me completely sold was the very beginning of the show.
Yeah. It started off solid, and it stayed that way. It was a decent show all the way through.
Yeah, because the opening segment of the show, besides the little pre...
Yeah, the actual opening was Orton signing the contract for him versus Lesnar, Heath Slater trying to make up for going off on Daniel and Shane last week, thus creating a match between Randy Orton and Heath Slater for later in the show, giving Heath Slater another chance at winning a SmackDown contract.
Yeah, and Orton biting it out.
Yes. But then...
It was Ms. TV with Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose.
This was good.
Where Dean Ambrose is going into this whole weird... Again, we were talking about it last week, asshole Dean Ambrose.
I feel like I understand it more this week.
I think I have a better understanding of where he's coming from after watching the Stone Cold podcast.
Oh, okay.
With Dean Ambrose. You still haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
He's trying to portray this air of nonchalance towards opponents and towards everything the way that champions did back in like the NWA territories when like Harley Race was the champion. Where it was more like, I don't care who you are, how are you gonna it's I don't care who you are or where you're from or what your gimmick is, kid. It's tonight you're facing the champion. How are you going to prove yourself?
Yeah, to me it feels very much like Dean Ambrose has busted his ass since, even starting with the Shield, and he's made it to this point, and now, he's not going to let Dolph Ziggler pull the, it's been a long, hard road, I've busted my ass to get here. It's very much in that same way. I don't care what you've done. You don't realize the hard work I've put in, and I'm not going to let you come in here and, be, the sympathetic, look at all these things that I've had to overcome, and then think you're going to beat me, because I'm going to fight you tooth and nail, and I'm not going to it's not going to happen the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And it was good. And that really lit the fire in Dolph Ziggler.
It also lit the fire under Dolph Ziggler's foot.
Yes, because Dolph Ziggler gets into this just impassioned, he is red in the face. He is, his neck veins are bulging. He is just on fire, just rattling off this promo to Dean Ambrose. And then he's just talking about how it doesn't matter what Dean Ambrose does. Doesn't matter how far down he digs. He's not going to find what it takes to beat Dolph Ziggler. And he gets to this point where it's like, once you dig down deep as far as you possibly can and you're looking for that one last move, boom, super kick out of fucking nowhere, drops Dean Ambrose, and then just finishes and says, you're going to find out this Sunday that I am that damn good. And drops the microphone, walks away. Miz was barely involved in this Miz TV, and him and Maurice just kind of stood in the corner and went, oh.
Yeah, they made a lot of really funny faces when they were promoing against each other.
Yeah.
Miz and Maurice from the background going, he just said that.
Yeah.
No, so Dolph is now mini trips.
Yeah.
Because he's that damn good.
Yeah. It used to be, it's too damn bad that I'm that damn good. And now he's just shortened it down to Triple H's old catchphrase. But,
somebody's got to do it.
But it was good. I
think it's going to bother Seth Rollins when he starts using the pedigree coming out to high time.
It might tiff him a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I feel like this...
He's stole Shawn's finisher and Triple H's catchphrase. And Billy Gunn's shorts.
He's going to be Dolph X Ziggler. DX Ziggler.
Like Shelton X Benjamin?
Yeah, like that.
Like the guy who's not returning to SmackDown?
No.
Because he tore his rotator cuff, and that's 9 months to a year's worth of time off because of surgery. That's why the Shelton Benjamin promos have inexplicably disappeared the last few weeks.
You know, I actually think it's a good thing because having him constantly promoted in this time where we're going to be getting, the build to SummerSlam and then the feeling out process of the SmackDown brand and how it works. I think it's actually a blessing that Shelton Benjamin is going to be coming back now because they're still trying to work out so many kinks in the brand
Not as many
split.
kinks as they are working on Raw, though.
Raw was fucked from the beginning.
But we did find out Curt Hawkins,
Yeah,
of all people,
I'm cool with
a
that.
gatecrasher,
Yeah.
dude buster, Major Brother.
The Prince of Queens. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those guys that we were really disappointed to see get let go, and then he's done
Founder of the Mid-Card Mafia.
he's done a ton of stuff on the indies since then, and now he's making his way back around. Good for Curt Hawkins.
And his comeback little promo package was just little tidbits of truth about Curt Hawkins, the facts about Curt Hawkins, like he can slam a revolving door.
He doesn't flush a toilet; he scares the crap out of it.
That's clever.
So yeah, that'll be an interesting comeback to see where he fits in the whole grand scheme of things with SmackDown.
I think if he cleaned up a little bit, he could team up with Breezango.
Maybe.
Could be Breezango's pimp.
No. We had a 12-man tag team match
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
where
12 of them.
on the heel side we had Breezango, the Vaudevillains, and the Ascension, and they took on the babyface team of the Hype Bros, American Alpha, and the Usos. And this was a very quick and to-the-point match. It did what you wanted it to do.
Let's do all the moves.
Yeah, they had maybe like 2 or 3 minutes where it was just kind of like tag a few people in, then we went to commercial, and when we came back from commercial, there was a ton of people down on the outside, and then we had the double hot tag spot, and then it was just continuous from this point on. It was just move after move after move after move. Great setup into the Hype Rider with Victor. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then lots of super kicks, and it was just going nuts at one point. And
And
the
it was Jimmy dove.
yeah, it was
and
both the
he-
Usos like double super kicked Gotch to the outside,
And
then he did
moved onto the people.
yeah.
He landed on them.
It was
and
they
all fell.
Yeah, Jimmy did the dive,
And they were just.
and then Jay got taken out by Aiden English, who then turned around and got taken out with Grand Amplitude by American Alpha. Therefore, American Alpha picking up the win for the babyface team. So, just kind of
short, sweet, to the point.
just kind of showing what the SmackDown tag teams can do. It was a fun little bit. Everyone got a little bit of action in there, and it kind of went the way we thought it was going to. Not that type of action. Don't make it weird. It's 12 dudes. I mean 11 dudes and Mojo Rawley.
What does that make Mojo Rawley?
I don't know.
A fucking idiot.
Then in the next match, we found out one important thing, that Naomi's entrance is kind of cool.
Yeah. So we had her versus Eva Marie. No, we didn't. Just kidding.
Eva Marie was stuck in traffic.
Oh, I thought she was sucking Travis. Not you, but someone.
I wish. That would have been a much better reason to miss this match, but no, she was stuck in Texas traffic.
I thought the other one seemed more realistic.
Way more realistic.
Some
Not me.
Some WWE higher up named Travis something or other.
Yeah. So yeah, Naomi's got a cool remix to her theme song.
She glows in the dark.
Yeah, lots of glow in the dark stuff. She's throwing out glow in the dark armbands and all kinds of stuff to the crowd, which is cool. So all right, Naomi's back in the fold here. We had AJ Styles drop a bomb on Alberto Del Rio. he was trying to like talk him up, like, oh, it was so cool when you put John Cena on the shelf for 9 months. It's so cool. You get to go do it again because the main event is Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. And he's like, oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be out there. And Del Rio's like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
I know. I just like how fast Del Rio's like.
You just shut him down.
He's basically like, are you done talking now? Because
you're annoying me.
Yeah, you're like a little chihuahua.
And he's like, and he talks a little bit of shit, and then AJ Styles is like, oh, well, you know, it's just funny that, you know, that was back in October, and now I'm in the main event. I'm in one of the main events of SummerSlam, and you're not even on the card. And then Del Rio went, oh, because he's right. Then we got to the Heath Slater versus Randy Orton, which lasted all of about a minute and a half because Randy just kept beating the shit out of Heath Slater.
Yeah, put him in the corner and started punching him. Did not yield to the referee's 5 count. Got himself disqualified.
So, Heath Slater just beat Randy Orton.
I'm not shocked he's beaten Seth Rollins.
That's true. Heath Slater.
And he just almost kicked Brock Lesnar's ass last night on Raw.
Nah, he's slowly becoming one of my favorite wrestlers right now.
He is going to be, by the end of the year, known as the most destructive force not on the roster.
Yeah. He didn't even know what show he was on after this beatdown.
Because Orton gave him the assisted DDT off the barricade to the floor.
And then threw him back in the ring, gave him 2 German suplexes and an RKO.
Yes.
While mocking Brock Lesnar, which was great. I like that little addition that Randy Orton gave there.
Randy Orton's idea is when he hears the phrase F5, he just thinks of the game Battleship.
It's kind of what I think.
He's not scared of Brock Lesnar.
I also think of the key on a keyboard. But Heath Slater's back in the training room, and the trainer's like asking us like, "Hey, where does it hurt, Heath? Where does it hurt?"
He's like, "Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Everything hurts." And he kind of like gets himself on the table, and Shane and Daniel Bryan come in. They're like, "Hey, man, that was awesome. You really brought it out there. I think that you won because Randy got disqualified." And so here's a contract. And he goes, yeah, I'd totally beat the hell out of Brock Lesnar. And Randy Orton, he didn't have a chance. And Daniel, I love your...
He didn't even say Daniel.
He just looked at Daniel. He goes, I love your new reality show, Holy Foley. It's going to be great. I didn't realize how big of a superstar you are. And you, looking at Shane, you look beautiful tonight. Just thank you, Stephanie. And then... the contract in which he had already had in his hand, Shane slowly took out of his hands, and they walked out of the room, and it took a second for Heath Slater to realize that the contract had
I just kind of wish he would have taken the pen and
just signed the table. I actually thought that's what he was just going to because he asked for a pen before he even got the contract.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get the pen and just sign the table, and then maybe walk out of the room or something, and I don't know. It's funny. Heath Slater's a dork, and he got his ass kicked. He's still not signed to either show.
You know what the funny thing is I feel like after post brand split, the most successful storyline they have run is about a guy who can't get branded.
Yeah. Well, we're starting another little storyline here because Dean Ambrose went against Erick Rowan. Bray Wyatt or Erick Rowan, neither on the card for SummerSlam. So Erick Rowan just being kind of
going to be in the back with Del Rio.
Yeah.
Hanging out and eating enchiladas.
Maybe. Erick Rowan just kind of an obstacle in the way of Dean Ambrose. Good match between the two.
I'm sure on commentary when I wasn't paying attention they probably tied this into when the Wyatts attacked Ziggler and Ambrose.
Probably. Erick Rowan definitely excelling in the ring. He's doing
good on his
doing a lot more. He had a very solid match with Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose ended up hitting this just massive lunatic lariat that knocked the shit out of Erick Rowan.
Yeah.
And they both kind of staggered up to their feet, and then apparently Rowan made the mistake of trying to grab Dean Ambrose by the teeth. Apparently
really sets him off.
Apparently that is a trigger for Dean Ambrose, who whipped right around and quickly delivered dirty deeds and defeated Erick Rowan. And as he walked away, then we had the weird moment where Bray Wyatt kind of looked at the sheep mask and left it sitting on the rocking chair and walked away without Erick Rowan. So, are we going to get another breakup of the Wyatt family? Or are we just like, what are we doing here? Because if that's the case, then what does that mean for Luke? And if that's the case, like
what does it mean for Butch?
No, it was Braun. His name's Braun. Not talking about the fucking bushwhackers.
Oh, the other Wyatt family
Luke
members.
Harper, and then like yeah, what are they gonna do? Like, what's Braun Strowman's whole story at this point? Like,
well, we know what his story
he
is.
was part of the Wyatt family.
Squashing motherfuckers.
Well, but
he said with or without his family, everyone's gonna fall to Braun Strowman.
well, now there's not gonna be a fucking family.
So
be
this
with
is
it.
the circle without.
Whatever.
This is where he circles without now.
I'm not totally sure how I feel about that.
I just feel like maybe this is just going to be Bray Wyatt testing Erick Rowan.
Okay. I prefer that.
I feel like it's pseudo when CM Punk had the Nexus thing going for a minute, where just everything's sort of trial by fire for his people.
Okay.
And so maybe he's going to put...
I'd be okay with that.
I say maybe he's going to put Erick Rowan in some sort of super difficult match in the next week or two to make him prove himself.
Oh. We also had, as Erick Rowan and Bray Wyatt were coming out, they were actually coming out at the time that Randy Orton was walking back, and there was kind of a stare down between...
yeah, Bray Wyatt said something to him.
Did he really? I didn't notice him say anything. So, don't know what that was all about. We'll probably see in the coming weeks if they decide
Maybe
to go.
Erick Rowan's difficult match will be against Randy Orton.
Maybe. Then we had women's tag team action as Carmella and Becky Lynch took on Natalya and Alexa Bliss. And the match was good. Decent tag team match. Carmella and Alexa Bliss are finding their place on the roster, which is good. But then Eva Marie stopped sucking Travis, or got out of traffic, and made her way. Why is she coming down to the ring? Like, why isn't anyone just telling her, hey, you missed your match. Naomi is already gone. Don't go out there. You're late. Is she that fucking stupid that she's like,
No.
I am here. I better go out there now.
No, it's when she walks by and everyone in gorilla position are dudes.
Vince is like, go out there now. Go out there now. Fuck. So she walks out to...
No, what it is to distract Becky Lynch.
Stupid.
Because this is her thing, has been fuck over Becky Lynch.
Stupid. But she only got halfway down the ramp before Naomi's music hit again, and she went, what the fuck is going on? Everything went from red to fucking... whatever the fuck that is on the Titantron.
Neon?
Yeah. And then Naomi chased her halfway around the ring, into the ring. Naomi got blindsided by Natty.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of funny because, like, Eva got in the ring and then immediately slid out. Pretty slick slide out of the ring.
It's the best thing she's done since
And
the
then
debut.
Naomi gets in, and as she gets in, Natalya just kind of grabs her and swings 180 and throws her back out of the ring. And then Becky Lynch tries to grab Natalya from behind, and Natalya spins around her and does a roll-up. And I'm like, fucking Natty's got moves all of a sudden.
Natty's got quick reflexes tonight. Yeah, and Naomi actually landed on her feet as she got tossed out of the ring.
No, this was like all the divas like saying like, look, we've been practicing parkour and shit.
So Eva
Eva
Natty
slides out of the ring, lands on her feet. Naomi gets thrown out of the ring, lands on her feet. Natty's doing all sorts of spinning around and moving.
So she rolls up Becky kicks out, and then immediately transitions into the disarmer, and she makes Natalya tap out. Becky Lynch and Carmella pick up the win.
Yeah, they've been doing Zumba at the Performance Center.
It's working.
Yeah.
Then we had our main event, which I can't say I enjoyed the match any more than I've ever enjoyed a John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio match. It's not something I need to see. It wasn't bad, except for that one kick where...
Oh my god! John Cena bitched his way out of a big boot.
his hands were outstretched, and Del Rio kicked his hands, and
Looks like
Cena sold it.
He was doing like double Arn Anderson pause.
Like, the fact that, like, his arms are that long, kicks his hands, and then Cena sells it like it's the biggest fucking kick he's ever taken in his career.
I don't think he sold it that bad, but I just... It looked like he was going to try and catch his foot.
And he didn't.
And he didn't.
Maybe he just kicked his hands so hard that it just shocked his whole body and he just
Maybe.
fell backwards.
I don't know. That one blew my mind because it's like... Normally, if there's a botch involving Cena and a kick, it's because somebody accidentally kicked him in the face too fucking hard.
Yeah.
All of Seth Rollins' knee.
Well, and, like, Del Rio...
Maybe he was afraid Del Rio was just going to blast him in the face and just re-Rollins his nose. Because I remember he did something...
Didn't that happen going into SummerSlam last year?
Yes. Around the same... No, because it happened last... something other time.
Are you sure? Because it was him and Seth last year at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I guess that's right. But no, because I remember when Cena came back from the nose surgery.
Yeah.
That like he wrestled Del Rio when Del Rio had a surprise return, and every time Del Rio would go for the super kick while Cena's on his knees, Cena would always make sure to like be looking the other way and have a hand up to block it to like protect his face region. So I'm thinking maybe he's just super paranoid that anytime somebody's leg or foot goes near his face,
He's gonna break his nose.
he's gonna freak out. Reflex.
But yeah, this ends traditional. Del Rio goes for something, and Cena says "fuck you" and hits an AA, picks up the win. AJ Styles was out there at commentary, and as John Cena was celebrating, he turned around into a Styles crash, and then Styles starts beating him down a little bit, and then tries to.
He cuts a good promo.
Yeah. Cut a way better promo than they did last week, saying that after he beats him on Sunday, he's going to be the face that runs the place. And just ran him down, dropped the microphone, started to get out of the ring, and then was like, no, I want to do one more thing. And goes in and tries to set up for a Styles clash, which Cena gets out of, hits an AA in the ring, and then all of a sudden Cena's just real mad. And he goes out, he trashes, he's just like storming around, trashes the table, and then moves the stairs, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then he picks up AJ, climbs to the top of the stairs, and then AA's AJ through the commentary table.
He's tired of AJ stealing his song lyrics.
Oh, because he did say that your time is up, my time is now.
Yeah.
Is that a trigger? Is that like grabbing?
That is a Cena trigger.
It's like grabbing Dean Ambrose's teeth.
Times 4. Dean Ambrose just...
Don't plagiarize me, motherfucker!
Yeah, no, Dean Ambrose just spins around and gives you dirty deeds when you do that. Cena fucking goes ape shit, destroys furniture, and then puts you through a table. And he'll like lick your asshole.
That's only in the movie Trainwreck.
Oh.
That's not John Cena. That's whatever his character was in the movie. It's the best part of the movie. Yeah, that was SmackDown. I mean, there was lots of good moments that made me like, okay, what's gonna happen on Sunday? And I didn't give a shit about what was gonna happen on Sunday as far as Raw was concerned.
Yeah.
Because they really spoiled all of that. Brittany, if you're watching, you and I had a conversation earlier today about how we pretty much feel like we've watched half of SummerSlam already. And now, at least I'm excited for the other half now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, are there any first-time matches happening on SummerSlam?
Well, I mean, you got Finn versus Seth.
Okay.
That's a first time. I don't know if Dolph and Dean is a first time?
No, they wrestled plenty of times.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Randy Orton versus Brock technically, because it's really only happened like once back in 2002. I don't know.
No. I mean, with the exception of Balor and Rollins, there's like Lesnar Orton did happen once, way back in the day.
Yeah, 14 years ago.
Ambrose and Ziggler's happened. Cena and Styles has happened.
Yeah.
Rusev and Reigns just happened.
Gee,
Sasha and Charlotte has happened.
a couple times.
The New Day versus the Club has
happened.
This one is the only one that I might say hasn't happened, just because they've done singles matches, but it's Enzo and Cass versus Owens and Jericho.
Okay, I consider that a first time. We've never seen this tag team combination go against Enzo and Cass.
And then Miz versus Apollo Crews might be a first time. Not sure.
Oh, actually, I forgot to mention that actually happened during the commercial after Miz TV.
Yeah. Apollo Crews' Intercontinental Championship match is so important, he had to go out during the commercial break.
Yeah. It's because Miz called him Apollo Creed.
Cesaro versus Sheamus has happened.
That's never happened before.
And this is the first match in the Best of 7 series. So it's never going to have happened 6 more times. And then here's the other one for sure that I know hasn't happened yet, is they confirmed on the Facebook earlier today that we're going to have Naomi, Carmella, and Becky Lynch versus Natalya, Eva Marie, and Alexa Bliss.
Alright.
So let's say, like, no match has been touted as a pre-show match yet, but that's 11 matches for SummerSlam.
There's gonna be 2 pre-show matches. It's gonna be the women's 6-man or 6-woman.
You just say the 6-woman tag.
Yeah, 6-woman tag, and then
Lesnar Orton.
No, it'll.
Probably Cesaro Sheamus.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if match number 1 is on a pre-show. Anyway, that's it for the SmackDown rundown. Thanks for watching.
If they're smart, they'll do the first and second match at SummerSlam. Match 1 will be on the pre-show, and match 2 will be on the main card.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
You know what time it is.
No.
No?
Click the links down in the description.
Yeah, it's got all our social media links.
And all of our Reds, too.
Yeah, all of our social media Reds.
Good morning.
Wow, this just took a weird turn. My fault, though.
You took it this direction.
Because you used my line.
Because I already said mine, and you just went on your tangent about 2 matches happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah, talk to us via the social medias. This is why we started the show in the first place. Because
why our email address is fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com.
Yeah, because that was what the show was originally going to be called, but somebody else had that already.
Yeah.
But we want to talk to you guys. We want to have the conversations like, he's talking with Brittany. Sorry I haven't talked to you, Brittany, but I don't control most of the social medias. I could if I wanted to, but I'll let this guy do most of it because he's on the computer way more often than I am. What's your opinions?
Yeah.
Facebook it, tweet to us, email us, put it in the comments below. What match are you looking forward to at SummerSlam? What match was your favorite on SmackDown?
What made you most excited to watch SummerSlam?
Are you excited for the return of Curt Hawkins?
You should be.
Yeah.
What do you think about Naomi's new entrance?
Do you like how she whips her hair back and forth?
Do you hate Eva Marie as much as I do?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, so if you're watching on the YouTube, check out the playlist. There's a Raw review. There's this one. There's going to be the midweek wrap-up. There's the indie news, the beginning of the week. And there's going to be Cruiserweight Classic coverage on the NXT, on the midweek wrap-up. We will have NXT Brooklyn 2 predictions.
Yeah, it'll be the first time predictions for those of you that listen to the podcast.
Yeah, and at the end of the week, right before it happens, we're going to have SummerSlam predictions.
Going up on Saturday.
That Cruiserweight Classic and the SummerSlam predictions, you're not going to get on the podcast version.
Only on to YouTube.
If you're on the SoundCloud list of people who listen to us rather than watch us. Don't forget to also check out our second channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans. That's with the W in front of the reasonable.
Like wrestling.
Yeah. Watch us do other things that aren't sit on
YouTube
this couch.
stuff.
Yeah, don't watch us sit on this couch and review things over there. Watch us rant about things we don't like. Watch us react to the final deletion from TNA. Watch us unbox WrestleCrate stuff.
Yeah. Do all that stuff.
And more to come.
Yes. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.